What's up, YouTube? Cam that guy here. I'm back once again with another YouTube video. So in this YouTube video, you know what I'm saying, I'm about to be giving out advice to hoes on how I used to be jealous in the past. Now, how this advice will work, how this advice will work is gonna let you know a little bit of information about me. Now, honestly, it's not gonna work on me nowadays because I don't get jealous or none of that other shit nowadays, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's just gonna let you know, I'm letting, girls out there know a little bit of information about me. Not only that, you know what I'm saying, this might work for niggas that can relate to me. You know what I'm saying? So you get in a two in one. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, you know what I'm saying, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, okay? And let's go and get into this video. Alright, man, so let's go. So I'm gonna start with me, man. So how I used to get jealous with girls back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Well, I would say this, but I'm not gonna get into detail. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Not getting into deep detail on the individual or the circumstances, but I'm just giving out examples. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm doing this shit, right? You know what I mean? So examples of how I get jealous of a girl. You know what I'm saying? Well, I would say one of the first things, you know what I'm saying, that come to mind is like, a girl that I'm interested in or kind of keening in on. One thing I will be jealous of, you know what I'm saying, obviously, you know what I'm saying, is them with other dudes. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that goes for anybody. You know what I'm saying? You can switch genders, roles, whatever the case may be, right? You know what I'm saying? I would say this was definitely kind of like in my younger days, I would say, you know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, as I get older, I realize, a slut is a slut. I mean, I'm just trying to fuck. That's more like in a job work day, right? You know what I mean? But, I'm bringing it back to like school times. You know what I'm saying? So, one of the things, you know what I'm saying, that, that would bother me is kind of like, okay, you know what I'm saying, I'm interested in this girl, whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? But, you know what I'm saying, they, or interested in another man. So you interested in this girl, but she interested in somebody else. That's kind of like what it is, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, man, you know what I'm saying, what do you do in that situation? You know what I mean? So it's like, I think to myself, I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying, like, this is bothering me, especially when it's kind of like, you know what I mean. It's kind of like this. Let me break it down a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? So let's say for a little chip. Let's say for example, right? A girl, you know what I'm saying. Let's say you and a girl is talking, right? You know what I mean. Y'all, starting to build a connection or whatever, right? But then, you know what I'm saying, she dwindles off to another dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm stuck in a position to where maybe she lost interest in me, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, did something wrong, or whatever the case may be. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm feeling a little jealous. So you're probably like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Well, how did you handle this? How did you handle this situation? You know what I'm saying? How did you handle this situation? You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying? I either go about situations like these in two type of ways, you know what I'm saying, back then, So obviously back then I was just getting my feet wet with the women situation, right? You know what I mean? But it's kind of either like this, you know what I'm saying? Even like let me not give no details. But I would say like really, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like this, you know what I'm saying? I kind of just accept it. You know what I'm saying? It's either I accept it or I try harder. Is it one or a little chip? Is it one or the other? Most times I just fall back. I mean, if a girl want to talk to another dude while we're, on the verge of building a connection or already got one, that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to fall back and be like, okay, it's going to make me feel jealous. I am going to feel some type of way, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to fall back and keep it moving. Now, that goes for anybody pretty much. I mean, you interested in somebody, they dwindle off to talk to somebody else. Some people reactions will be to fall back. You're gonna accept it. It's like, man, okay, you know what I'm saying? Well, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? That's just, you wanna fuck with somebody else? Cool. You know what I mean? That's just a situation, right? On the contrary, you know what I'm saying? Let's say, if I end up trying a little harder, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You're probably like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Can you give us an example? We're curious to know how'd you go about that? Well, I can't give off a lot of details. I'm not trying to do that nowadays, you know what I'm saying? But I'll make it very brief, but yet to where you understand, because I know how to explain things. So here we go, you know what I'm saying? When a girl try to make me jealous or whatever the case may be, believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? What I would do is like, okay, I would actually, this is very interesting, you know what I'm saying? But this is very true. This is something I know is about my behavior. I will up the quality of my appearance and hygiene. That's what I would end up doing. You know what I'm saying? Now you're probably wondering, why is that? You know what I'm saying? This is what I would kind of do to get back at a girl. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would end up doing. You know what I'm saying? I would, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if a girl would leave me or whatever the case may be, how I would handle that situation. Because obviously I'm not coming to them like, why are you talking to him for da 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 da? I mean, we're not in no relationship. She can't go do that. I can't literally stop her. But what I would do, you know what I'm saying, is I would up the quality of my appearance and hygiene. So in other words, I'm gonna feel the need to dress good this whole week at school. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna feel the need to wear cologne this whole week at school. You know what I'm saying? And all that other shit, you know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna feel the need to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna feel the need for you to like look at me, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna feel the need. And also here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a little louder in the classroom. I'm gonna be a little extra. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to show off my personality and shit. You know what I mean? All that other shit, you know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna end up doing. Like, why? Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get your attention and shit because clearly you left for somebody else. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. So I'm gonna be a little extra in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna up my quality of appearance. You know what I'm saying? Cause there be sometimes, you know, I come out of school, I wear the same shit. I wear the same shit, you know what I'm saying? I just, you know, I'm chilling. But, you know, I might feel the need, okay, let me dress out this week. You know what I'm saying? All that other shit, you know what I mean? That's just how it is and shit, you know what I mean? So that's how, you know, I would get back at a girl or some shit, right? Little chip. That's how I would get back at a girl and shit, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'll end up doing. Outside of that, those are the two main things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all I can really say. You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I never come up to a girl and be like, hey, why are you talking to this, and this? You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to, you know, up my quality. You know, sometimes, you know, I'll do this shit. A girl will be like, why you looking good today? Or why you dressing like that for? Or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because you try to make me jealous, so I'm coming back at you. That's just how it is, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like the situation, you know what I mean? So that's how, you know what I mean, I would deal with jealousy, you know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, you know what I'm saying, I'm not, you know, why are you talking to him? Da, da, da. We're not in a relationship, so you are allowed to do that, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, that's how I would get back at a girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we on the verge of building a connection or, you know, already have one, and then you talking to another dude, you kind of lead me away trying to make me jealous, how my get back is to up my quality of appearance, you know what I mean, and my clothes and shit. And not only that, be more out there. That's what I would do in school, you know what I'm saying? I would be more louder. You know what I mean? I would try, like, if you nearby, I feel the need to be loud and show out in front of you. That's what I would do, you know what I'm saying? That's me showing you that I'm jealous. I'm showing you that I'm jealous that way. So essentially, if I'm doing that, that means I'm showing you that I'm jealous. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get your attention. I'm trying to re-get you to focus on me. That's what I'm trying to do and shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what it is and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, all I can really say for that situation. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Other dudes, they have other ways of kind of displaying, you know what I'm saying, their jealousy or whatever, right? Some dudes, you know what I'm saying, they might, okay, since you want to talk to another dude, I'm going to go get me another girl and, you know, all that other shit. Some dudes do that. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, that works. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie, that works. You know what I'm saying? Because the girl would be like, oh, he's just my friend or some shit. And dude actually, you know, get a whole new bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what it is, right? So, yeah, they don't little chip. That's kind of like the situation and shit, you know what I'm saying? So different people have different ways of showcasing their jealousy. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it just upping my quality of appearance and my clothes, and then not only that, is kind of just showing out a little bit more and making you see me more. That's kind of like what it is and shit. You know what I mean? So that's all I can really say as far as like how you can tell I'm jealous of a girl. But for other men, you know what I'm saying, I would say, you know, what it can end up doing is like, okay, you know what I'm saying, a man would try to, you know, go get a girl in front of you. A man, you know what I'm saying, would try to, you know what I'm saying, flex on social media. You know what I'm saying? A man would try to, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, he'll probably cut you off or whatever, try to make you regret it. So in other words, he'll just stop talking to you completely and try to make you jealous that way. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different ways of how a man would show that they're jealous. You know what I'm saying? But for me, you know what I'm saying, the two main things I do is just to up my quality of look in clothing and then to make you see me more. That's what I would end up doing. You know what I mean? So that's kind of situation, and that is what's at stake. You know what I'm saying? So we're about done with this video. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go too long with this video. I hope y'all enjoy this video and stuff like that. Not the longest video, you know what I'm saying, but it's double digits, and that, you know, is what counts. As long as it's double digits, we rolling. You know what I'm saying? But this is advice, you know what I'm saying, to women out there of how you can tell a man is jealous and how I used to be jealous back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So I gave y'all, you know what I'm saying, that you know, I don't know what word to use, but I gave y'all, you know, that advice. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? With that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. You know what I'm saying? If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.